Hi everyone, just got back from a trip, got the bike up to about 1,000 miles, and I wanted to do a quick review and provide some feedback on my experience with it so far and the process I went through for selecting the bike, and also some of the gear that I have installed on it. Um, I probably watched 100 videos or more trying to figure out which bike I wanted to get. Um, did a lot of testing of the GS, the BMW 1250 GS, and frankly it was too big and too heavy for me. I couldn't pick it up off-road, off the ground, needed help. And some of the trips that I do will be solo. So I knew I couldn't have that. So I think I really was looking at Transalp, the Yamaha Tenere, and also Aprilia. Um, I think Aprilia worried me a little bit in terms of reliability. Not that I have had bad reliability experience, but I just don't know the brand so much as Honda or Yamaha. The Yamaha, I could barely reach the ground. I mean, I really couldn't reach the ground, so that was that left the Honda. Um, I think some of you may have seen the video I did before where I talked about installing the engine guards and the skid plate. You might want to look at that if you're interested in that part of it. But after 1,000 miles and the oil change that I did myself, I think I have a good grip, a handle on this bike, and I will just walk you through it. First of all, in terms of build, the stuff I've added on, and then the experience of riding it in sand and dirt and backcountry roads, and of course freeways and all of that, mountain roads. The stuff that I have added, you can see that I added this bar right here that will hold the CarPlay display. And then I had an extension on the windshield visor, which tended to float a little bit with wind, so I put these stickers on there, and that kind of held it in place. But I dropped the bike twice on this side, just stopped. And I might actually lower the bike a little bit. I was literally stopped trying to make a U-turn, and I dropped it in dirt. And I'll show you what's happened here as well. And this popped off. It's got a little clip. So works good, but yeah, I suppose it's not made to handle falling in dirt. The CarPlay has been fantastic. I only paid about I want to say $60 on AliExpress for this. No manual. Well, there's a manual, but I couldn't read it. Very, very small font. And then this comes with TPMS, which is tire pressure monitoring system, which I highly recommend. Just the two sensors that go on the stem of the front tire and the back tire, and it connects to this. If your tire pressure goes above a certain range and below a certain, it gives you a warning message. Had some issues blowing back tires because I didn't realize that I was low, and I think this is really a must for me anyway. My other bike that I have is a BMW 1200 RT, and I have a different kind of TPMS on there, but that works as well. And I have an extra one of these I'm going to install on the RT as well. I took the RT to Alaska last year. That's why I really realized I wanted a adventure bike, because there were so many off-road areas that I wanted to go into, but I couldn't with that bike. And also I rode a Royal Enfield Himalaya 450 in the Himalayas a couple of months ago, and that was a great bike. But again, I thought there would be more support for this bike in the States and perhaps around the world. So anyway, the CarPlay display has worked really well. It's Bluetooth to my iPhone, and it works like a charm. And frankly, for $60 or whatever it costs, it's nominal. expense. Couple of things, the screws that came with this weren't long enough, so I had to go buy other, actually, sorry, there were no screws that came with this. The screws that went with the original installation weren't long enough to handle the addition of this, so I had to go buy extra long screws for that. The USB power adapter has been a pain to install, mostly because on the 2025, the connector that comes that's under here wasn't active after a long trial period. The connector that it connects to is down here, and it requires another dongle you have to buy from Honda for like 20 bucks that takes 2 automotive fuses that enables this. While I was waiting for that dongle, I connected this all the way down to, there's a USB-C plug underneath the seat in the back that I didn't plug it into, I hot wired into that. So that's how I got this to work. And then this is connected to, I finally got the fuse dongle for that, connected it down here. And the projector lights, the driving lights that I added are also plugged in to that connector. That's underneath here. A few more things. So this is where my phone goes. Not always. I had a tank bag, but unfortunately it just clips on here, clips on here. And I took it off to put gas in there and forgot about it. Got on the bike, rode off, and the tank bag went goodbye. Let's see. I replaced the mirrors with these foldable mirrors. These have been good. Have to crank these a lot. Again, not much instructions for these. You're just gonna have to figure it out. So these have been good, I think. Dropped the bike, like I said, twice on this side and once on that side. The drop on that side actually broke a couple of my ribs, so I'm dealing with that right now. Not a fun thing, but nonetheless it's part of the adventure, right? Let's see, the hand guards, I mean, they're okay. I bought these from AliExpress, and funny enough, they come with stickers you can put on there that says Barkbusters, which, as you may know, Barkbusters are much more expensive, but these were not that expensive. Again, no instructions, so I kind of figured out how to mount them on here. When I fell on the bike and broke my ribs on this side, this kind of folded all the way that way, which I'm not sure if that's really helpful. It might be because these aren't tight enough. I might have to add more spacers here to the handlebars too, so that these can get a bigger grip. The one on this side, I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but it's bent down. It shouldn't, with 2 basically stopped drops. This part of it is fully bent, and this is bent enough to where it won't come up to get past the lever. So again, have they protected me? Honestly, I don't know, because let's put it this way, I didn't hit my hands to the ground. It didn't break my levers, so maybe they did. Let's see, the engine guards have worked well. I mean, how would I know? I just know that I dropped it a few times and there has been no damage, except that the engine guards got scratched up. That's part of the game, I guess. Let's see, as far as the back goes, I used one of these, what they call Rhino Walk bags. I also bought the 2 saddle bags, but I haven't used them yet. This worked pretty well. I strapped it with this like $6, $7 item. These work great, by the way. I use these in Himalayas to strap things to the back of the rented bikes, and that worked well. I use them here, but I also bungee the thing down, and it's fine. I just received the top case for the back. Not my favorite because they sit so high. but much easier than this, and you can lock them and walk away. Obviously, I think if I'm on dirt, I won't want that so much because again, it moves the weight up high. But I suppose if I want to do dirt riding, this setup works better. I was on a 3-day adventure ride, and there was plenty of room in this. So I don't know if you need more space. We weren't camping, we were staying in hotels, so that's a big difference. Let's see, I told you about this. So let me tell you about the bike. Overall, bike is awesome. I mean, on dirt trails, pretty much on second gear. There's a big range. I can putt it sometimes and then rev it high if I need to really pick up speed and go over some stuff. It works just fine. On mountain roads, I'm in 3 or 4, and obviously freeways, whatever, you know, I go. I think the quick shifter works great. No complaints about that so much. I think I just need to get used to the quick shifter. The big thing with the quick shifter, if you've never used one, you need to be accelerating pretty good RPM, like 5 or 6, and then it shifts just smoothly, just great. If you're in a low gear trying to use the quick shifter like you would pulling in a clutch to shift, it doesn't work that well. It's not designed for that. Also, it takes some time getting used to. I pull the clutch in sometimes, I forget, and I quick shift sometimes. Sometimes you're accelerating to get to a certain speed, and then you don't want to accelerate anymore. You kind of want to stay at that speed, so you quick shift. But as I said, you have to be accelerating pretty strongly for the quick shifter to work well. So those are the little quirks of quick shifter to get used to. The other thing is that my BMW doesn't have a quick shifter, so I have made some mistakes on that bike, thinking that I have a quick shifter. I won't say anything more on that, but it's just it takes some effort getting used to. Bike has been fantastic. Brakes, acceleration, performance has been great. Like I said, I have almost 1,000 miles short, maybe 20 miles. I changed the oil at 600 miles before my last trip, and kind of pain in the butt because I had to take the skid plate off and all of that to change it, but not a big deal. I mean, just the skid plate, if you look at my previous video, doesn't sit perfectly fit, so I have to really pull it and push it to put the screws in, and so that takes a good couple of hours extra time to try to fit the stuff back on. But other than that, no problem. Filter was easy to get to. You've seen in some other videos, you know, try to protect the exhaust pipes and stuff from oil dripping on it, because then it'll be stinking for a while you're riding to burn off that oil. I tried to protect it, but there's still some drops that fill on the exhaust pipe. So no problem with the oil change. Some people say, why would you buy an adventure bike? Why don't you just buy a dirt bike? And the nice thing I can tell you is that, well, the next oil change is at 8,000 miles. Show me a enduro or a dirt bike that can do that, right? Most of those things run with hours of service for between oil changes. So like I said, performance is fantastic. I haven't had any issues. It really shines at higher RPMs. You can putt this thing at 2 or 3 or 4. Like I said, most of the mountain roads I ride around here are I'm in 3 or 4. But when you get this thing up to 5 or 6, it's fantastic. So let's see, how does it handle in sand? I would say it's pretty squirrely. I still have the stock tires on here. I'm not one that goes and buys all these tires. I'm pretty stingy about that, so I'm gonna use my stock tires, but they're not made for sand for sure. Bike is heavy relative to a My buddy has a KTM 350 that he rides, and compared to that, this is almost twice the weight. So it's heavy. On sand, you have to have some speed, but if you don't have appropriate tires, then it's going to be squirrely around turns. So just know that. In dirt, it has been fine. Yeah, I would rather have better tires, but in terms of if you're not going single track and doing jumps and stuff, I think it works just fine. Again, I did 2 different 3-day trips in backcountry roads, fire roads, dirt roads, stuff that I don't think cars could go, trucks could go, SUVs could go. But it did really well. It's a heavier bike, right? So you're still talking about over 460 with all the stuff I've mounted on it, probably close to 480, 490 pounds. So it becomes kind of heavy, but I'm not going off jumps. I'm doing more technical riding, somewhat slow. Great fun. I have great fun doing that. The only other thing that I can share with you from a sort of performance, just first of all, no regrets in getting the bike at all. The only thing I might do, one more thing I think I want to do is maybe lower it an inch or two, not because it has a high clearance, but because I have inseam of 30 inches, so the bike is still there. I told you I dropped it twice because I was trying to make a U-turn because I go up things and then I can't reach the ground, the thing falls. So I just think I would have more control over the bike if I could actually reach the ground better than just tiptoeing. I'm on my tiptoes with an inseam of 30. Just keep that in mind. Other than that, like I said, I will probably, the only other thing is I will lower it. I would really like to have a cruise control installed on this thing, so that would be the other thing. And then I'm contemplating, I bought the Rhino Walk side luggages, saddle bags, but I am contemplating getting the hard saddle bags, hard cases, because I think those would work better for what I want. Basically, I think I would really enjoy the security of being able to lock stuff, walk away, not worry about somebody ripping that thing or taking it. I realize there's good and bad in both. I really do. So I'm not getting into that debate so much as just I think I'm going to try to get the hard cases on the side. I might still keep the Rhino Walks. I think they look like they're really good quality. I certainly have thought this has been a good quality bag, waterproof, all that. But I think for the sides I might do something different. I would love to hear back from you. If you have any suggestions or comments, please let me know. It's a couple of things that I just do not understand why Honda couldn't spend a few more bucks to fix. Putting in a USB port, I think you all know that. If you're looking at this video, you're sure you know that. Putting in a cruise control would have been a nicety. Putting in a skid plate, come on, really? When you hang the oil pan down that far, I know I hit at least 10 times. I heard the ping of a rock or something hitting the skid plate. So definitely, if you're gonna take it off-road, you have to have the skid plate. I don't think that's an optional item. So some of those things, this was a real annoyance in terms of the extra dongle I needed in the front. That seemed really crazy. And I know that some of my YouTube friends from other countries said they didn't have to worry about the dongle, that port down here was active. Mine wasn't. I had my voltmeter out, testing the stuff out. It wasn't active. Other than that, I think that's it. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I have installed, what has worked, what hasn't, I'll be happy to share more information. Again, this is just an informational thing. I just feel like I should contribute to all the content you've all put on that I have benefited from. So I'd love to hear back from you and any suggestions you have or any questions. Other than that, happy riding. Keep the wheels down on the ground and enjoy the ride.